Broker IPTV.
Today we're talking with John Skrabec, broker owner of Live Urban Real Estate in Denver, Colorado. How are you?
Good, Dan. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about things you need to do or how to succeed in Denver real estate. And I'm sure everybody says, well, what's that one thing? And I don't know that there's ever one thing.
I don't think there is either.
But what would be your top?
For me, be different. I just see that there's so many brokers in the Denver metro market.
Yeah.
Most of them blend in with one another, frankly. And I think that if you can be different and start crafting an image and a brand around a unique selling proposition, a unique personality, that's where you have to start.
Like go to all your showings on horseback?
Well, if you want to take it that far, I suppose. But I think it's more about telling a story, crafting a personality and image that you can then translate into all your marketing efforts, whether that's online, whether it's print collateral, advertising, newspaper advertising. We even do some radio, those kind of things, and you start kind of crafting that image. I think the biggest mistake brokers make is that they see brokers doing certain things and they copy and mimic that.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing you could do because you just get lost in the crowd.
You know, I talk about that all the time. I said, be true to yourself. Don't try to put yourself in a box and do something that comes naturally to you. For instance, me, I'm an online guy. I spend all my time online. That's where I build my business. That's what I do. I'm never going to be a door knocker type of guy, but that doesn't mean that's not going to work for someone else.
Absolutely. Know what works for you.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself, and I think that's a great way to put it.
Sphere of influence. I mean, obviously, this term has been around since the dawn of real estate.
Sure.
You know, who do you know? Who's in your group? Who's in your circle? How do you market to them best?
Well, I think it depends on who it is and how you're going to talk to them. Everybody has probably a market that is social media is going to work for them. Mm-hmm. So you have your Facebook and your Twitter followers, and you're talking to them and engaging them on that level, maybe blogging and email, newsletters to a certain extent. But then you have kind of the non-techie people that maybe a printed newsletter works better, one-on-one, phone calls, meeting people one-on-one, having coffee, connecting with your sphere that way. I don't think you could put all your eggs in one basket in that sense. And it kind of comes down to integrated marketing, using a multitude of marketing tactics in many different ways to connect to different parts of your audience.
All right, let's say you've got your brand. Let's say you've got your sphere of influence. How do you go about crafting that message?
Well, I think really understanding who your target market is and then starting to mimic their style and kind of the words they use and the phrases they use and understanding that. And I think that's really being able to be changeable and nimble and to flexible and being a good listener, frankly, to hear what they're saying, what's important to them, and then starting to mimic that stuff back. And that's possible to do, certainly one-on-one, and you could also do it online using technology and quickly changing information on your website that's more relevant to your target market because you're starting to understand what their needs are.
John, thanks. Great information. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Find more real estate videos at brokeriptv.com.